Recently, chaos erupted as a heated confrontation between Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. escalated into a full-blown brawl, sending shockwaves through the boxing world. What began as a war of words quickly turned physical, grabbing the attention of fans and media alike. The intensity of the moment has left many questioning the nature of their feud. Is this a genuine rivalry brewing between the two fighters, or could it all be part of a masterful promotional strategy?
The video shows sort of a bit of escalation, especially from Haney's bodyguard there.
Yeah, we be vibing, man. We just be chilling. We just good people come in and shake hands and show teeth. You know how the game go. I don't know why they came with all this hostility, my brother.
Why do you think they come with? Why do you think they come? If you got a reason,
they might be a little nervous. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they trying to put all their energy on us now. It's still gonna be the same thing. You still going to sleep.
First, let's rewind a bit. Devin Haney, the former undisputed lightweight champion, is celebrated for his slick style, discipline, and calm confidence. Up until now, he has consistently remained professional when facing elite opponents. On the other side stands Brian Norman Jr., an undefeated welterweight prospect making serious noise in the boxing world. With quick hands, sharp footwork, and a fierce hunger to prove himself, he has been waiting for this fight for years. But few expected that moment to arrive during a fiery face-off that spiraled into utter chaos even before the fight.
I believe there's no fight bigger than this right now. So Devin Haney, great career behind him, great resume behind him. He keep doing his thing each day in and day out. So why not take this fight?
How does it feel now, I guess, to be in that position where you are in massive fights? You know, it's something that you've strived your whole career for, albeit you're still young. Yeah, what's it like, I guess, now to be in these big fights and stuff you really dream of, I guess?
It's a blessing. Like you said, I dreaming since 7 years old. So this is literally what I live for. This was what I trained my whole life for. So I mean, I love it, and I'm ready for the come November.
As major news of today, the confrontation between Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. took place during a promotional event in New York City. Tensions flared when a verbal exchange between the two fighters quickly escalated in front of their teams and media personnel. Norman pointed at Haney, prompting Haney to swat his hand away, which triggered a physical scuffle. Haney's bodyguard grabbed Norman, leading to a brief tussle before both camps were separated. Though it didn't turn into a full-blown fight, the heated moment has caused a major stir in the boxing world.
How y'all get the opportunity at the belt, but once again, we so blessed to fight him.
Listen, we're giving you an opportunity.
He got the belt.
He got the belt.
He came to y'all. He got the belt. He did not come to us. That's what you say. He did not come to us. You don't want to do that.
Hey.
You know I'm not.
Stupid ass.
After the recent confrontation, Brian sent a brutal warning to Haney as a result of it, saying that since Haney started this, Norman is ready to finish it. He declared himself ready for battle and challenged Haney to get ready. His resounding triumph in the ring demonstrated his will to get revenge. He discussed his abilities and capabilities with assurance. He believes that these are more than sufficient to overcome a combatant such as Haney.
Talk to me about Devin Haney. What's going to happen in this fight?
I mean, I'm going to go to do my thing. Once again, I'm Brian Norman, walking through the Norman experience.
That's it. Hey, what's your final message to Devin Haney?
Hey, man, just be ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to throw down. Hopefully you throw down as well. Let's go and get at it.
Further discussing the fight, he expressed no doubts about his skills. He referred to Haney as a typical opponent and stated that he will approach the battle in the same manner as he did with his past opponents. Norman also emphasized that the real test in the ring would be a knockout. He declared with assurance that he would not allow Haney to flee or sidestep the altercation. He is prepared to use that mentality to make this fight a spectacle. The heat is on and Norman is making it clear. This fight won't be easy to forget.
In his arsenal that you concerned about, like his jab, there's some people say he has the best jab in boxing. How do you stop something like that?
You know, just like with any other opponent, I'm going to go out there and be myself. I'm not really worried about them. I'm not fighting nobody else, they just fighting me. That's how I walk around looking.
You think you'll get a knockout with Devin Haney, or you think it'll go to decision? How do you see that fight playing out? Yeah, that last knockout he did.
This little right light in my face right now. You want to say that?
Furthermore, Brian Norman Sr. also responded to the recent brawl with firm confidence, promising that the real outcome will be settled in the ring. He claimed that the argument was needless and underlined that they are as keen on fight night as his kid is. Norman Sr. feels that since their primary objective is to take action and move on, there is no reason to mope about the mayhem. He did not, however, disregard the security guard's conduct. He stated unequivocally that the guard would not be excused for his part in intensifying the conflict. In his words, the guard will face the consequences for starting something he couldn't handle.
What would I do if I was Haney? I would sue. But I'm a Norman. I ain't got time for it. We're gonna step on him, like we said. We're gonna step over him, like we said. And we're gonna get the bag and we're gonna move on. That's what we're gonna do. That fake, I can't cut so much security guard they got. He gonna get his. We ain't worried about that. Y'all see that? Let's not forget that. I can't get active. But I bet that big old security guard got put on the ground by my little one.
As we already know, the fight between Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. was recently announced by Turki Al-Sheikh. He shared the exciting news on his social media. He wrote, "In November in Riyadh, Brian Norman Jr. will defend his welterweight title versus Devin Haney on a Riyadh season card. More exciting surprises to come." Following the fight's announcement, Brian Norman Sr. expressed his excitement, stating that their objective is to achieve supremacy, which is just what they hope to achieve against Devin Haney. Recognizing their position in the sport, he respected Devin and his father, Bill Haney. He did, however, make it apparent that respect is subordinated once one enters the ring. It's all about dominance and control at that point, and that's what Team Norman plans to bring when the bell rings.
What's on my mind?
Yeah, as far as the Haneys.
I don't have no problem as far as the Haney. I've actually always respected the Haneys. I had respect to Bill Haney coming in. I mean, you got to think of when he had already had his son, that when I got in the game and, you know, when my son was on his way up. So I really looked up to what they had going on when it comes to that, but we here now. Absolutely. So, you know what I'm saying? We here now. They come against each other. It's a competitive sport, and we looking to reign supreme.
Moving forward, Mario Barrios, who has sparred with Devin Haney, warned Brian about Haney's tough style, noting it's not easy to handle in the ring. However, Barrios mentioned that Haney would face a more challenging test than Brian. He emphasized Brian's explosiveness as a serious threat to Haney. The upcoming fight will reveal how Haney responds to such intensity. All eyes will be on how well he answers the questions Brian poses in the ring.
But you know, Norman is the champ for a reason, and I think, you know, he's showing why, you know, he's a one of the belt holders and why he's a threat. So yeah, I think it's gonna be more for Devin to have to, you know, I think Devin has more questions to answer than Brian Norman does. But you know, Devin doesn't have an easy style, you know, to look good against. But I think, you know, definitely when it comes to like just power and like explosiveness, I think, you know, Norman definitely has that.
Furthermore, Antonio Tarver, speaking about the upcoming fight, called it a tough and intriguing matchup. He analyzed both fighters' strengths and weaknesses in detail. Tarver highlighted Devin Haney's exceptional boxing abilities and ring IQ, while also praising Brian Jr.'s vicious knockout power and lethal left hook. According to him, the true question is who will carry out their strategy more effectively on fight night. Can Norman's power break through Haney's world-class technique, or will Haney outbox him from start to finish?
That's a tough fight because Norman comes with knockout power, bro. He comes with knockout power, but he can be outboxed.
Yeah, Devin had, you know, and that was his issue with Ryan Garcia, the left hook. And as we saw in Brian Norman's last fight, that left hook is dangerous.
It is dangerous. It is dangerous. I don't think he had nobody in front of him, bro. I don't think he had nobody in front of him, really. But it happens. He got to fight who they put in there.
Absolutely.
And the results are what they are. That was a hell of a left hook. And I say good, you know, great punch. But can he do that against a world-class fighter, elite fighter? Can he do that?
Moving forward, Coach Steven Edwards also shared his thoughts on the upcoming fight and praised Haney for taking on a challenge like this. He praised his desire to take on challenging opponents and referred to it as a brave move. Although Edwards acknowledged that the fight would not be simple, he thinks Norman has a good chance of winning. He claims that his skill set complements Haney's shortcomings nicely. He stated unequivocally that he is not supporting Devin, but he believes he will win. win. Overall, he sees it as a risky but exciting matchup.
Dev got hurt with left hooks, and Brian Norman been putting people to sleep with the same left hook. So to go up and fight him like that, I give that man props, man.
I do too.
I ain't gonna lie. I salute Devin in his pop, man. That's major.
Major.
I don't really have a pick right now, no, man. I'm just giving
tough. That was
That's
tough for you. Tell me why you don't got to pick. Why is it that close for you?
I believe Brian Norman is going to be the betting favorite.
Additionally, Regis Prograis also offered his opinions on the bout as well, describing it as a fantastic battle for both men. He pointed out that this fight fulfills the necessity for a genuine challenge that both Haney and Norman were seeking. Prograis stated the bout promised excitement and hailed both boxers as really talented. In light of Brian's most recent performance, he admitted that he is playing very well. He added that while anything can happen on fight night, this bout won't be lacking in action.
Well, with Devin, I think that he just gonna, he gonna pick just whatever the best fight for him, you know what I'm saying? So I think Brian Norman is a good fight for Devin. Devin is just like, for him, bro, it's he just got some, he got real fast feet. He don't have power and stuff like that, but he does have a lot of fast feet, but like, he know how to get out the way and stuff like that. And as far as Brian Norman, I never really been too big on him, but at the same time, he did just deliver a big knockout. So, we'll see what happens. But I definitely feel like Devin should win that fight. So we'll see. Good fight.
Besides, in his analysis of the impending match, Bernie emphasized Brian's development throughout the years. He observed that he has improved his abilities, gained a lot of knowledge, and advanced significantly in pursuing finesse. Bernie thinks he might aim to move and steer clear of exchanges in the first rounds, while Brian will want to put pressure on her early. Additionally, he stressed Brian's remarkable punching power and reach. All things considered, Bernie now views him as a far more complete and formidable fighter.
About this guy, man, you ain't gonna be exploiting, man. You're gonna have to run from him, and he's gonna have to chase you and beat on you, man. Brian Norman, you see how sneaky he is. You see how he leaped in through that hook. He got some long arms. He got some monkey arms. You see how he leaped in through that hook on him, and he set it up too, though. So he's tricky. He's tricky. He don't look the best, but he getting better though. Like I say, that one fight, he kept doing that same dumb ass, pissed me off. But like I'm saying, man, that man is getting better. He's better, and that's the thing. Like Avius, they remind me a lot of each other because they crude fighters, and you got to learn the finesse.
Let's now talk about how these fighters train while in the training camp getting ready for any bout. Devin Haney's training camps are structured with precision and discipline, reflecting his sharp defensive fighting style. His heavy bag work during training camp is all about precision and rhythm. He practices sharp, clean combinations while maintaining constant movement around the bag. Haney uses these sessions to develop timing and reinforce his defensive footwork. The focus is on accuracy and endurance rather than power, mirroring his in-ring style.
Nice. Beautiful. Nice. Nice. Yes. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. Come on. Come on. Beautiful. Nice. Nice.
That's Devin Haney, best fighter in the world.
Moreover, during training camp, Devin Haney's pad and mitt sessions focus on precision, timing, and fluid combinations. In order to improve his defensive slips and counters and make sure every punch is well timed, he works closely with his instructors. Instead of using force, these exercises focus on accuracy and quickness. Haney is able to remain focused and ready for any style he may encounter in the ring because to this methodical technique.
Super live, all night long. There you go. That's it, Lord.
In addition, during sparring sessions, he focuses on controlling the pace and maintaining his defensive skills. He practices counterpunching and making fast escapes while honing his ability to read his opponents. In order to mimic various combat styles, Haney frequently spars with a range of partners. He wants to remain nimble and flexible while avoiding needless dangers. These sessions help him build confidence and prepare mentally for the challenges of fight night. Altogether, Haney trains like a technician, methodical, measured, and prepared for 12 rounds of control. On the other hand, during his training camp, Brian Norman Jr. maintains a disciplined and structured routine designed to push his limits both mentally and physically. His days are tightly scheduled, beginning early with a focus on building endurance, sharpening reflexes, and improving ring awareness. He approaches each session with intensity, knowing that consistency is key to long-term success. Furthermore, the tone is set by his work ethic. He is thorough when examining technique, relentless in sparring, and concentrated during conditioning. He focuses on making minor adjustments during camp in order to perfect the basics and broaden his skill set. Recovery is given the same serious consideration as training, with a focus on mental clarity, rest, and diet. His actions speak louder than words, and he exudes a serene confidence. In addition, he is always surrounded by a respectful, professional, and no-nonsense camp atmosphere. He has a chance every day to push himself, grow, and fix his shortcomings. He thrives on the grind, strengthening his mentality via the camp's rigor and repetition. There are no shortcuts, just diligent work every single day.
Not pulling straight back. Not pulling straight back.
Let's delve more into this fight. Before their recent altercation, tensions between Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. had been steadily rising. The conflict began when Norman Jr. called out Haney, claiming he had bricks for hands and could stop him. Haney initially dismissed the challenge, but later acknowledged Norman's power after a big knockout win. Bill Haney then publicly offered Norman a fight deal, which Norman criticized as more about clout than real business. But after the fight was confirmed, this ongoing back and forth created a heated atmosphere that ultimately led to their confrontation. In reaction to this heated movement, the boxing community is in shock following the intense altercation between Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr. The unexpected clash has only increased interest in their upcoming fight. Fans and analysts are now eagerly weighing in on how it will unfold. Some believe Brian Norman Jr. is fired up and will take his revenge in the ring. Others argue that Devin Haney's skill, experience, and composure will be too much for Norman to handle. With opinions split, the tension around this matchup continues to grow. In the end, was that altercation a misstep by Haney or a clever promotional tactic? We want to know what you think. As the fight draws closer, it's time to dive into the matchup. Who do you have winning and why? Was this all part of a mind game or did emotions take over? Drop your predictions and hot takes in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any Fight Night updates. Your opinion matters. We're here to hear it.